I saw a butter chair too.
Yeah.
I'm Srishti. I'm 29. I live in Brooklyn and I'm from San Francisco. I've worked in a bunch of kitchens across New York. I've done chefs in residencies at Baba on Withers, at Sauced in Williamsburg, at Honey's, Frog, Wine Bar, Dinner Party, and Redora. I've been cooking since I was pretty young. My mom cooked like every meal growing up, and my grandma is one of the most creative chefs that I know. In high school and college, I would always have friends over to cook for them. In college, I was hosting dinner parties in my little dorm room. When the pandemic hit, I started a micro bakery where I would do cake drops on my Instagram and they would instantly sell out. And then I started running a supper club just from my apartment where strangers would come eat in my apartment. And those tickets would also sell out within like minutes. I evolved into doing pop-ups and then eventually working in a bunch of restaurants across Brooklyn. Currently, I'm writing and about to release my cookbook, which comes out in May. I'm obsessed with going to Ramen Danbo, a ramen spot in my neighborhood. I eat there every single week, whether it's by myself if I need quiet time, or with friends, or like I'll go on a date there. They have 4 ramens and I love all of them. I think negi goma is my favorite. It has this really rich sesame taste with sesame seeds and sesame oil, and it has this really like fatty flavor that coats your tongue that I'm obsessed with. I've been lucky to have some pretty unique food experiences, mostly revolving around cooking in interesting places. Like I went to London to do a private brunch for a bunch of influencers. I also cooked on this farm in Petaluma for 60 people where it was literally farm to table. All of the stuff that the farm grew was in the dinner that I did. And it was so special for people to then sit at the farm and eat the food from the farm that I made. Eli Sussman memes are literally true. Everyone is showing up hungover to work and just figuring out what to do. I think from the outside in, before I entered the restaurant industry, I thought it was going to be super buttoned up and kind of pretentious and everyone was going to have way more experience than me. And no, everyone's just figuring it out. When I started working at Dinner Party, they just handed me the keys to the restaurant and they're like, hey, we're going on vacation. Like, you run the restaurant now. And I was like, what do you mean? I can't even figure out how to open your fridge, to be honest. It's kind of awesome that everyone's just figuring it out. And, you know, when I enter any kitchen, it's really up to me to do what I want. How I unwind after a long shift depends on if I feel like being introverted or extroverted. If I feel like being introverted, I take an edible and I order a Papa John's pizza and I watch TV. If I feel like being extroverted, I feel like I always end up at basement until like 5 or 6 in the morning. Thanks for watching, and here's a little bonus clip of all of my fans.
Srishti made a 10-course meal for 2 people, so I made a 10-course meal for 2 people.
Srishti made a stunning Basque cheesecake, so we made a Basque cheesecake.
Srishti bought a baguette to it from A-Plat, so I bought a baguette to it from A-Plat.
Srishti bought butter from France, so I bought butter from France.
One time, Srishti told me that she liked my tiramisu, so I never changed the recipe.
Srishti went to the Grand Army Plaza Farmers Market, so I went to the Grand Army Plaza Farmers Market.
Srishti bought Bitcoin, so I bought Bitcoin.